Test. What's up? There it is. All right. And okay, so mic's working. Today's gonna be a tough fucking. A lot of things to talk about. I've been away. Back. Right now, at least we got the one a week, and we're gonna talk about the most important thing. For those that are subscribed, thank you. Super appreciate it. But today's gonna be a long talk. It's gonna be a conversation. Let's just jump right in to the footage. For those of you that don't know about a shooting that occurred, there's now body cam footage.
The White House is aware that a tidal wave is about to hit them.
Judge Janine is back with the hit series Who is Hunter Biden? Streaming now only
I can't believe that's on Fox. It's fucking wild.
on Fox Nation.
Ruben, she said she shot Johnny.
Why are they just sitting there? There's nothing else. He's one of the two adults killed this month. Showed Reese appearing to check the phone while the shooter was. Okay. Where's like the surveillance? Here we go. 4 minutes. Trigger alert. Just putting this out there right now. We're obviously talking about kind of gruesome topic. There's nothing nice about this. There's nothing good about this. Either side that you are on, conservative or Dem, progressive, whatever. This is a horrible situation. So just putting it out there. We're watching this. We're just having a conversation. This is not meant to disrespect or anything like that. So learn and have a conversation about it. So right off the bat, what we're seeing there is the truck crashed. As we know, people approach him. Shooter. We're just gonna talk to him as a shooter. I'm not gonna give this guy any. Teacher called 911 to report the gunman. This is after the gunman shot at two citizens that were looking at the crash or trying to see if the shooter was okay. Shooter starts taking pop shots.
Get in your room! Get in your room!
Like I said, this is very graphic, and I'm sure it's gonna get more graphic. So you're just watching. Please don't watch this if this is offensive to you or anything like that. So, kid sees it, turns around, goes away. Gunman just walked into a classroom, started firing immediately. 2.5 fucking minutes. Yeah, that's just an AR-15. It's, I mean, this is just a point that we're gonna get back to later. But even if, because I'm talking about the good guy with the gun, and we could get into that argument later on. An AR-15 fired 100 rounds in what is that? 150 seconds. Count to 150. There's literally almost a round per second. That's insane. This is a tragedy enough with, over 20 people, children getting killed with 100 rounds. Where is it, in what world is it okay to carry such a weapon? It's just like the first thing I think that should be pointed out. I don't think anybody wants to take away pistols, hunting rifles, even a shotgun. But 100 rounds in 150 seconds, that is just a weapon of mass destruction at that point. Three minutes, dude. 3 minutes. So gunman's been shooting for 2.5 minutes. So let's say, and immediately, within 3 minutes, the cops are there. I don't know why they're in this weird formation. It looks like 2 people charged ahead to take care of a situation and everybody else stayed back. My assumption is that they don't know how many. We have to find out more information. I know there's information about like the radios and contact, but it looks like they're backup or something like that. Maybe they think there's more than one shooter. What are you doing there? What are you? Okay, so they look like they're trying to hit a flank, try to figure out a way to go around, which would make sense because I believe the outside windows is where teachers were breaking. So, the police could have broke the windows. They could have hit the, attack from the outside. And just to be clear, most likely children were already shot. Like, we don't know when, right? And not that the information is relevant, but 100 rounds were already fired. To say nobody was killed already, I think would be wrong to say. I think it's a fair thing to say that this person already committed a ton of destruction at this point. Anything after this point is the police's fault. He might be checking the time. He might be I don't know what he's checking. That's so weird that he's checking his phone though. So now they have ballistic shields. I mean, so even if the argument is that they contain the shooter into this classroom, you have the ballistic shield, you push in. There's no 31 minutes. Bro, look how many fucking. What are you? Why are you on your phone? What do you need a command to go in? At the end of the day, obviously these police officers feel overwhelmed with one person with this kind of weapon. And whether you're right wing or left wing or any type of political idea, I don't think it matters. If the police feel this frightened by one person with an AR. I think that's enough context to say you do not need ARs in this country. They are either I don't want to say they're they're obviously incompetent, but they must be afraid. They're valuing their lives more than the children's life. I don't think there's any other way to put this. Like, how much money do you need to pour into the fucking police for them to like get into a situation where you can use the tools that you paid for, right? All this money that has been provided to police departments. Look at the weaponry they have. Look at the fucking shields that they have. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. There's way too much money that I am looking at in front of me for you to have a heart and just try to save a person. You're a police officer. And this goes back to the Supreme Court. For those of you that don't know, the Supreme Court ruled that police's job is not to save people. Their job is to protect. Meaning, if the cops never walk into this room and they just start clearing out all the other classrooms, that would be that would be legal. They did nothing wrong in the legal department. Did you need all these people for that? Literally, it took 3 fucking people. Once the shield arrived, they could have done this. I mean, like not a lot of gun fire occurred in this amount of time. I think it was less than 10 rounds. But if they hit 10 kids, that's 10 fucking kids that could have been saved. I don't understand this. Again, we have to look more into the communication and things like that. Let's see how it plays out. There's only a few more seconds left. So why did they post it? I think that's important. It's publishing 2 versions. One that we edited to just over 4 minutes that highlights critical moments. I was when the classroom completed and the delay by 7 minutes. There are also the entire videos that we're going to see what we obtained. Is that the whole video? Where's the whole video? I don't want to hear children screaming. Watching that was hard enough. So I don't think we need to watch the entire video. By all means, if you want to watch the video, I'll put a link here. Give me 1 second. All right, let's see. Whoa, why does it say I'm so sorry for those on YouTube? It says Fall Guys. Obviously, this isn't Fall Guys. Give me 1 second to just edit that. save. Okay, that should be better. Again, sorry for those on YouTube. I try to give a disclaimer. Hopefully you heard it. I didn't just jump onto this. So again, we're not going to go into the like more detailed version of the shooting. I'm not going to do that. I don't think there's a reason to. I think we heard enough and we saw enough to see the incompetence of the police. One thing I would say is that of the time when, and we'll just go back to the video just quickly. I wonder if they have it in the article. So they heard at least 4 additional shots from the classroom for 45 minutes, and nobody went in. So let's I mean, it looks like Austin American did a pretty good article here. Let's read it and see what they say. So gunman walks in, as we all saw. Police were already called before he got there. 2 people ran up to him while he crashed his truck, and he just fired pop shots. It looks like he didn't hit either of them. Not too sure. I don't think it fucking matters. The gunman walks into the classroom and appears to be pretty calm. Doesn't, like, if I'm just being honest from looking at him, he doesn't seem to be, like, what he's about to do is obviously, it doesn't look like it. You see a child behind him. The child sees that the person has a gun and immediately exits. It looks like the gunman enters like one of the first classrooms, and he shoots 150 rounds in 2.5 minutes. Police show up about 30 seconds later, and from this point on, it's just a standoff. There's around 10 more rounds that are fired in between when the cops arrived and when the cops killed the shooter. But those 10 rounds occurred in about 77 minutes. You know, it's a lot. It's a lot of rounds were fired in that first 2.5 minutes compared to what was fired in the next, hour and a half, hour and 15. What is crazy to me about this is that the first 3 minutes when the officers arrive and rush towards the classroom, there's a burst of gunfire. They retreat, but a couple minutes later, they have like where is it? Shows excruciating detail. Dozens of sworn officers, local, state, and federal, heavily armed, clad in body armor with helmets, some with protective shields, walking back and forth in the hallway. Some leaving the camera frame and then reappearing. Others training their weapons towards the classroom, talking, making cell phone calls, sending texts, and looking at floor plans, but not entering or attempting to enter the classroom. Even after hearing 4 additional shots, 45 minutes after they arrived, they continued to wait. They asked for keys to one of the classrooms. It was unlocked. They found out later. They brought tear gas and gas masks. They later carried a sledgehammer, and still they waited. Officers finally rushed into the classroom and killed the gunman an hour and 14 minutes after they arrived on the scene. 19 fourth graders and their 2 teachers died days before the end of the school year. The video tells in real time the brutal story of how heavily armed officers failed to immediately launch a cohesive and aggressive response to stop the shooter. Look at and this is my point. You give the police department all this money, and for what? They fucking did nothing with it. You saw literally tens of thousands of dollars in front of you in protection, Kevlar, shields, weaponry, helmets, fucking the clothes that these people are wearing. Just to be in a combat situation. The people that were arriving, ready to go, the training that they received to be ready for this, right? Once you start talking about training and things like that, we're getting to the tune of hundreds of thousands of dollars. It might be even over $1 million. And we could get into the budget after this. However, when people say defund the police, this is the fucking reason why. They did nothing for 77 minutes while hearing children screaming. I'm sorry to say, I think most people feel as if they would have tried to do something. And I know most people say that and they may not act on it. However, as a police officer, the people that, children look up to, they did nothing. And this is a local small town. Like, they most likely knew these kids' parents, and they just watch from the outside. Let's continue. Reinforces trauma of those parents, friends, and bystanders who were outside the school and pleaded with the police to do something, as people from inside quietly called 911 to help. And it's even weird that like people were calling for 911 to help as if they didn't know the police was already there. So obviously the continuous calls, they're like, hey, we need you. Even if the people inside didn't have a direct line to the outside, I don't think it's that complicated to know that your job is to kill or end this violence as quickly as possible. The incident commander, school district police chief Pete Arredondo, call him Pete, treated the situation as a barricaded subject with calls for a slower methodical, dude, I'm so sorry. Methodical response, non-active shooter situation. It's an active shooter situation when he fires fucking bullets as you're around. Oh my god, that was a mistake. McCraw has singled out this one person for blame and restraining officers from going in earlier than they did, but the video shows multiple responding agencies on the scene. Yeah, like they immediately try to pin it on the police chief at the school district, but this is fucking everybody involved, including the federal departments. Yeah, Texas Rangers, Border Patrol, Marshal Service, the Uvalde County Sheriff's Department, Texas Department of Public Safety, Uvalde Police Department. You have all these agencies there. The video file obtained, part of the investigative file, includes security footage from a nearby funeral home showing the gunman arrived by wrecking a pickup, which we already saw. 1 second, be right back. An officer, okay, so 45 minutes after they arrive, 4 shots are fired. An officer can be heard saying they're making entry, yet they do not. Others are, I mean, like you saw, like people are just walking back and forth. A sledgehammer is brought in. I don't know why they didn't fucking check the door handle or look at the window. Like, what is this? Like, I think it's just confusing that these people are all trained to handle these situations, yet even if training goes out the window, there's enough people there to say one of you should have fucking known better, right? And that's what's frustrating about this. And this is my problem with the police in general, and this is where it does become political. Police are no different than the average person. They get training, and you don't know how they're going to respond in that situation. For most people, they become a police officer because they want to be seen in a type of way. They're not becoming police officers to defend people or protect people, obviously. Look at all the people that stood there and did nothing. And not to say that they weren't scared or there wasn't fear, but it's their fucking job to protect people. If you want to talk about pay or anything like that, that's a different argument. It is still their job and their duty. The Supreme Court says no, that they don't have to protect people. And I think that we should require more out of our police. And this is why there's this type of sentiment of defunding the police. They don't do anything. And when they do something, they get praise. And they're just doing their fucking job. They should only be, like, honestly, when they don't do their job, we should be looking at them, or we should be redefining their description of what the police force is meant to do. If that means making sure that these police officers are, trained and equipped, well, unfortunately, that's what these police officers were. They were trained, they were equipped. And one person made a decision to treat this as a a barricaded situation, and it took 77 minutes for them to decide that's incorrect. Intense political debate has occurred. Abbott and a mayor urging its public release, and a county district attorney opposing releasing it, apparently citing an active investigation into the shooting. A Republican from Lubbock and the chairman of the House committee investigating the shooting said the committee plans to show the hallway video to members of the Uvalde community on Sunday, as well as discuss the panel's preliminary report. You're showing the families this. Oh my god. I mean, neither version shows children, teachers, or gunmen being shot, but like, it'll bring clarity to the families of victims and others traumatized by the shooting, especially after state leaders, including Abbott, presented shifting accounts of the police responses. Abbott has said he's misled. Abbott is a fucking asshole. This is why you should vote for Beto. I mean, in Beto's, Texas, this doesn't happen legally. Just so you know, right off the rip, you can say that if Beto becomes governor of the state of Texas, this would have never fucking occurred because an 18-year-old would never be able to buy an AR. And we'll get more into the politics of this because obviously this is very political. Unfortunately, the right doesn't want to politicize this because they're the ones in the wrong. Allowing a child to buy an AR that can fucking shoot 100 rounds in 2.5 minutes. And as we saw, watching him walk into the school, he was unfazed by what he was about to do. Anger boiled over at a Sunday night march and rally in Uvalde for greater gun restrictions. They no longer trust the local authorities in demanding answers. And this kind of sentiment only increases the amount of gun ownership, which isn't going to solve the issue anyways. And we're going to touch on that later with Indiana. Excuse me, sorry. Air readers. Oh my god, stop doing that, site. The Austin American Statesman is publishing in Spanish the entire report from the special panel used as public service for Uvalde. Most people speak Spanish in that neighborhood.
Dude.
Mark, hold on 1 second. So it looks like they didn't put out the report in Spanish, which is kind of fucking dumb. Like, it's such a weird thing to stand by. Like, you want to... Children were murdered. No other way of looking at it. Most of the children are from Hispanic descent, Mexican descent, and they speak Spanish at home. And most of the parents are hearing things in English. And let's say only some of them can speak English. Let's say none of them can speak English. It doesn't matter. Their primary language is Spanish. We do not have a national language in this country. We shouldn't. We're a country of immigrants. And the fact that they didn't put out a report in Spanish is absurd. You're the government. This fucking Austin American Statesman, congratulations for putting it out in Spanish, but it's not a journalist's job to do that. That is a government job. This is the community that was impacted is a Spanish-speaking community. They should be treated as such. Treating them as if they could just speak English is very just fucking insane to me. Of course, New York Post is gonna have the dude's name. I'm sorry for fucking posting that. Mark, I'll share my screen. Jimmy's,
Can you hear me? Hello?
yeah, I hear you. Jimmy's coming on soon.
Oh, okay, cool. What's up, dude? What are you talking about?
That stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Going into the shooting and
What shooting? Is there a new one?
no, I mean we're gonna go into the one that happened to you, but what we're looking at now is the footage.
Footage of.
Uvalde.
Oh, okay. That shit, man. The I don't know if you've already said this, but I feel like the more footage they release, the worse it makes the cops and the local government look.
Oh, I already said that. Like, if there's okay, so we'll get into like our arguments later. Let's just talk about like what's happened so far, okay? Because the mother of the shooter is getting ridiculed. And honestly, like she doesn't. People are saying she raised him like that. She knew she had guns. Why didn't you call 911 knowing this? And she's just saying I didn't know. Look, I think that, and I think a lot of people may disagree with this, but to go after the shooter's family is wrong to do if there's nothing pointing that the family knew. I think Abbott is way fucking more at fault here than ever the mother of the shooter. Texas lacks mental health access. Texas allows children to purchase these kind of weapons. The laws allow somebody like this to exist and does nothing to prevent this kind of situation from occurring. To ask a parent in a world where social media and schools raise our children because capitalism has created an environment where parents need to work and they don't have the ability to raise their children, you sound privileged. And I understand that the people who have lost their loved ones feel this way. That's okay. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the people that are on Twitter, the people that are looking at this from an outside lens. You have no right to get into any of this family without any knowledge of what exactly occurred. As far as I know, the mother did not know that he was going to commit these actions. He bought the gun right around the time that he did the shooting. He had school attendance issues, threw dead cats at home, and he had a nickname of school shooter prior to May 24th. And for parents that are working and you know trying to survive, red flag laws prevent some bullshit like this. I mean, there's different things, and this is why I want to say I blame Abbott more than the mother. If you're gonna blame the mother, please look at Abbott first. That's all I'm asking. Abbott has created an environment where this kind of stuff is legal. Not that obviously shooting people is legal, but it creates an environment where you can easily purchase a gun. And I don't think there's any argument on the fact that it's underneath Abbott's Texas that a shooter like this can exist. And if Beto was your governor, this shooting would have never occurred. There may be different types of shootings, and the shootings will still exist. The point isn't that all shootings will be abolished, but this type of shooting would never occur again unless it was done illegally. And that's the difference. This is a shooting that occurred through the state of Texas legally. We're not going to talk much about the mother. I honestly don't think it's that big of a story. Of course, New York Post is going to fucking post that. Like, I don't understand why. It's so fucking dumb, dude. Mark, so what did you have to say?
What did I have to say? I didn't have to say anything. It was...
So far what we said we'll touch on a few things, right? So let's get back into the few things. Let's actually list it out.
Dude, it is so hot here.
So real quick, let's write some notes. So first thing, 100 rounds were fired in 150 seconds.
God damn.
Between police arrival and what's the word? Engaging shooter, 77 minutes pass. Roughly 10 shots were fired in those 77 minutes. Lack of gunfire in 77 minutes. Made school district chief treat the situation as barricaded shooter. Shields. Mark, have you seen a video?
I've seen parts of it. Yeah, I haven't seen the whole thing. I don't think.
I'm not going to show the. Do you want to see? It's 4 minutes.
You can show like bits and pieces. You don't have to show the whole thing.
I already showed the whole thing. I'll show it quick again. I didn't show the
Yeah.
77-minute video. Dude, they showed like the kids screaming and shit. I don't have the heart for that. I honestly don't think we need to.
I don't think Twitch will even let you. Or maybe they will. I don't know. Oh, this one. Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. This is so, and again, this is all getting posted by Austin, and I just want to say thank you, Austin Statesman. You're fucking doing journalism. It's nice to see in today's day and age.
This one is the one where you see like the cops on their phone and shit, or is that a different video?
Getting hand sanitizer.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Look, I'm not a cop, so I don't know what the proper procedure is. But
we don't even
all I'll
gotta say
say
that.
is
It's okay. Just give it a
this
second.
is not a good look. That's all.
Okay, so shots are fired and they retreat, right? So we went through that, right? And I don't know how many gunshots are fired. Right here is the problem. Motherfucker, dude. Please stop. So pay attention to the time. 4 minutes later, so it's only been 4 minutes since they've gotten there. They heard shots, they ran away. I don't know how many shots were fired. We'll just say roughly 5 or 6. So the shooting was intense for literally 2.5 minutes. It was 100 rounds. If you could just imagine just hearing gunfire after gunfire for fucking 2.5 minutes, that's a lot of bullets. Because the bullets dropped, they treated it as a barricaded shooter. And not a lot more gunfire is fired at this point. So in the police's mind, because of what the police chief was saying, they were treating it as a barricaded shooter, which means they're going to be more methodical and they're going to be have a slow approach. The problem with that is you had 100 rounds that were just fired. People are bleeding. Children are shot. The only way that you're going to be able to help at all and save any of these kids' lives is if you get in there immediately, because obviously the biggest impact has already hit. The peak of the shooting has already occurred. And the only thing that a cop's job is to do is to protect people. And this is where I'm extremely confused. You had 100 rounds fired. You know that there was a ton there was kids in there. That's all you need to know. There's teachers in there. People were shot. And the faster you get in there and engage, the larger there's a chance at least saving one child's life, one teacher's life. Waiting 77 minutes, what do you think is going to happen? And I understand, like right here, you only see 4 police officers, and these are just regular cops. They don't have anything to protect themselves. I understand that they're scared shitless. I think anybody in this situation would be scared shitless, and there would be a few that would be capable of going into that room and engaging and trying to protect these children. And honestly, if one cop dies and another cop got to kill the shooter and a few kids were saved, that seems to be a much better situation than what we have today. Instead, we have cops that waited 77 minutes outside as children were bleeding and eventually died. So we're just going to push a little further because the part that's confusing to me is coming up. 19 minutes. So here we go. 19 plus 4, 23 minutes, right? And plus 3 is 27. Let's write that out. Shield arrived 27 minutes after shooter and 24 minutes after cops arrived. At this point, you have everything you need. What they're going to say from what it looks like, is that they didn't know the door was open. So they start looking for keys, and they ask for a sledgehammer. There's windows that they were using to break children out of the fucking classrooms. If we watch the video a little bit more, you're gonna see the amount of people that end up going into this fucking place is so absurd. Just look at this. There's this many people 48 minutes later. What are you all doing there? And they're just waiting for the shooter to exit, as if everybody in there already died. And don't forget, we're not listening to the children screaming, but children are screaming. And if the gunman shoots in any direction, it can ricochet off walls. It's a fucking AR. It's a very powerful weapon. They brought in fucking tear gas. What do you need tear gas for? It's one. Even if they thought there was multiple shooters, at this point, you only hear the shooting coming from this one place. You can go outside. You have, look, I mean, what I'm seeing here is so much fucking money. Look at the guns that they have. Look at the scopes. Look at the shields. Look at the protective gear. The helmets. Look at my dude has a fucking flak jacket. And all the training.
Maybe I'm cynical, but I genuinely think they just wanted to use their toys. Like, they saw their opportunity, and the captain was like, okay, you go for it. And they were like, yeah. They saw their chance.
I'm not gonna make a joke out of this, but...
No, I'm not joking. I'm being serious. Like,
but the police chief is the one...
In an elementary school, dude.
The police chief said it was a barricaded situation. So that's why it went down like this.
Okay.
Yeah, so just so everybody's clear and understands, the reason why they're staying there is, according to them, is that a police chief said this is a barricaded shooter, so we have to treat it methodically and treat it slowly. Because they didn't treat it as an active shooter, nobody breached the door. If it was an active shooter, they would have breached. That is what they are saying. My problem with this argument, which is what Mark is saying, when they bring out all these fucking toys, all the money that we spend for the police force, it was only... Sorry, I need to pull out the notepad. It was 27 minutes after the shooter arrived. We're missing 50 minutes between when they actually breached the door and when the gear arrived in order to breach the door. They're going to say that they needed a sledgehammer. They never checked to see if the door is fucking locked. They're going to look for keys. What is the point of all of this if you could just check the door handle?
Wasn't there... Yeah, didn't they, like, not open the door because they didn't have keys or something like that?
Yeah, they immediately assumed that the door was locked, so they went looking for keys. They couldn't find keys, so they were waiting for a sledgehammer. And because there wasn't enough fire occurring, because 10 shots were fired in those 77 minutes. So this is why they treated it slowly. This is why they were not engaging the shooter right away, because not a lot of shots were fired after they arrived. But the problem with this is that 100, like, it's insane to me. 100 rounds were fired in like 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, man. Just a reminder to everyone: police are legally not obligated to protect you. So just keep that in mind when you watch
They're
these
there
videos.
to control the situation, and this is what's frustrating. That, like, even the Supreme Court is saying cops are there to protect you. I'm sorry, to control you, not protect you. That is a cop's legal right. For those of you that don't know, just quickly look it up. Cops. Police duty to protect and serve first coined, but what exactly? The answer is no. Right here. It's called Warren versus DC. Basically, all you need to know is that in this, cops were given the rights that they do not legally have to protect a person. They have protocols to try to control the situation and not add additional casualties. And this is my situation. Even if they do not have they are not legally obligated to protect people, They are legally obligated to control the situation. Treating this as a barricaded situation when the first police officers arrived. Where's my notepad? 3 minutes in. So 3 minutes after the shooter fired those 100 rounds, about 4 police officers showed up. So you have 4 police officers that are now trying to figure out what to do. They're waiting for backup. To be honest, I understand slightly why they are waiting. That is a situation where they don't have any gear. They're carrying a pistol, going against an AR. That's going to take somebody with a massive amount of courage to enter that situation. They are hearing children scream. They're scared. The situation is very fucking gruesome. And, you know, I understand that people aren't going to act. The situation I have is right when the 24 minutes after the cops arrived, the shields got there. At that point, and it wasn't just shields, just so everybody knows. I keep saying the shield, but it isn't just shields that we have here. When the shields arrive, you're no longer carrying pistols. Now you have actual weaponry. So the ballistic shield was enough to protect you. They obviously didn't treat it as such. And again, we are going to get very political about this because it's extremely frustrating that we're looking at this and we're not going to try to create any type of laws or protection for the people that were harmed. And this country has a tendency of doing that, where they see it as not my child, not my family. Oh, I'm sorry this happened to you. And it's no, this doesn't have to happen. Again, in Betos, Texas, this would have never occurred legally. This shooting occurred legally. Back to the notes. So 100 rounds were fired. Shields arrived 27 minutes after the shooter. I think that's all we need to talk about. So we already... Oh, the amount of money. I mean, that's the biggest thing for me. Uvalde... And the reason why that's pissing me off is because as a veteran, we get trained in all types of ways, and our training is ridiculously expensive, right? Whatever training they're putting you through, whether it's fire, you know, learning how to shoot a weapon, learning how like martial arts or, you know, some type of combat situation, learning how to think on your feet, learning how to, you know, do first aid and all of these things. That shit's fucking expensive. And police officers receive similar types of training, not maybe as in depth as military, maybe more in depth. I think it just depends. My problem is that if you're going to spend all this money and then watch all of these police officers not act on that training, where is it? Let me just look at it real quick. Again, the Uvalde Police Department, the County Sheriff's Department, the Texas Department of Public Safety, Texas Rangers, U.S. Border Patrol, and U.S. Marshal Service were all there at the end of this. The amount of money that is spent on each one of these agencies at an individual level per head is what I'm saying. Meaning to get a person to from trainee, like they just joined, into like you're a boot, you're a noob, you're operational, you're able to do a task. There's hundreds of thousands of dollars to get a person there. So when you're looking at these hundreds of thousands of dollars that were spent to make these people into what they are, and they aren't acting in a way where it isn't going to protect my children or myself or your children and yourself, I don't understand how you could be against the funding the police. They're just not needed. We don't need that many people for one person that's an active shooter. You probably need 4 or 5. I don't disagree that you need people, right? But once they arrived with the shields at 27 minutes, that was the time to, in my mind, to at least go in and try to stop the shooter and save what you could. I understand the fear that these people that have, and I think a lot of people will say, "Oh, I would have went in immediately." I think that when you're hearing kids scream, your psyche is going to change. When you're hearing children get murdered or a teacher get murdered and a person shooting that many fucking rounds, your psyche's going to change. Even myself, I don't know how I would respond. But I do know that with a group of people, what my job is as that group of people is to go in and do what I can to protect the children that I can. And these police officers just didn't have that. I don't know if they were lacking training. I don't know what they could have been lacking, but what I do know is that they have a ridiculous amount of money in front of us. This isn't just a few dollars that we're looking at. To me, it's millions of dollars for one person with an AR. And somehow, some way, the people that want to cut taxes are the same people that think that we should increase funding for the police. We should have a better police force with more money given to them. But one person with an AR costs this much fucking money. When if you just remove the AR, you wouldn't need this much money spent to begin with. It's such a weird argument that they have. Mark?
I agree. Cops are paid, which, I don't want to get political, man. I don't know if you want to get political, but
No, it's cool. Like
part of defund the police is to take money away from these, agencies and invest it into these communities, like gun safety programs, public health, mental health programs, like things like that. That could actually help. But nobody wants to do all that.
Yeah, I mean, it isn't even that nobody wants to do all that. I think that Texas, you have the opportunity to make change this coming election, and I just want to put that out there. I don't know why, but by the way, this is how much they fucking make in Texas. 77 grand in Texas. That's good fucking money to be a police officer. So even if you're gonna make the argument that the police is underpaid, fuck off. Like, they're living in a small town in Texas where there is no tax, right? People cannot get by. I live in New York City. People can't get by on that. Mark, at 77K, can you get by in Detroit?
I could live a very above average lifestyle here.
Imagine if you were in Texas not paying income tax. So I just don't want to hear the argument that they're underpaid or anything like that. Not only are they're paid well, let's just say average for argument's sake. The amount of training that they're receiving is a fucking absurd. It is insane the amount of training that these people get, and to respond in this way, it's just mind-boggling to me. So if you are in Texas, what I do want to say is please vote. Like, please vote. I know for some of you in Texas it might be hard, but like, fuck Abbott. At the end of the day, man, this is Abbott's fault.
People like Abbott will use these situations to just militarize the police more, and it's just like a Ouroboros. Like, it just keeps going in circles. Like, you militarize their police more shootings happen, they don't do anything, and then they say the reason they didn't do anything is because they didn't have enough funding, and then, like, you know what I mean? It's just a cycle. There are ways to break this, and yeah, like, voting is one of those ways.
Mark's making a good point, and this is the one thing that, like, I wasn't gonna get into, but because he kind of brought it up, Texas Rangers showed up. They're making how much money? Let's see, 60 up to after 20 years. So they're making, like, let's say a little over 60K after probation. Typically earned from 73K. So 73K starting is what they're receiving as a Texas Ranger.
Still good money. It's pretty good money.
We
Texas,
also
for sure.
We also have U.S. Border Patrol and U.S. Marshal Service. I think my point here is that these people are paid well for what they do, and for them to just be putting on hand sanitizer, looking at their phone, and not have the courage or audacity to say, "Hey, it's time to fucking go in now." Nobody. I just can't imagine the people that I knew in the military ever acting this way, even if we were scared. And I think that anybody I know would have been scared in the situation. We would have wanted to go in, and we would have forced our way in.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's not so much how much they make. Like, sure, I mean, they make good money. That's whatever. That's fine. I mean, they put themselves in danger a lot, so sure. It's more so like, you're fully kitted out with, like, Kevlar or whatever, AR-15, like night vision goggles, and you still don't want to go in. Like, that's kind of weird.
And that's the thing. So that's in 27 minutes. So remember, and I think Mark might agree with me on this. From the point that because a few cops show up in 4 or 5 minutes, or they show up at 3 minutes after the shooter shot those rounds, right? So they probably heard it as they're running up. They're running up. They're hearing 100 rounds go off in 2.5 minutes. They're like, "Fuck, dude, this is intense. This is a very hostile situation. I'm scared, but I'm gonna run in." The first 4 cops run in, and they go like 2 go to the door, 2 or 3 stay back, right? And the gunman shoots, and you can see one cop goes and grabs his head, and they run back. They're terrified, and they have pistols, dude. Like, they hear that kind of weaponry. They have a pistol. They're not equipped for the situation. But 24 minutes after that, the shields arrive, ARs arrive. Now you have weaponry to deal with the situation. At that point forward, it shouldn't have taken longer than a minute or 2 for them to break down that door. And my entire point of this is that if you're going to treat it as a barricade shooter, then you're already saying all those children died. And I think that is an insane fucking statement to make. And I think everybody here needs to understand that. By them saying this is a barricaded shooter, they said the teachers were dead and the children were dead, even though children were screaming. Maybe they got confused. It doesn't make sense. It isn't a barricaded situation if someone is bleeding out. It is an active shooter. If the active shooter barricaded themselves, you have shields that are meant to stop a barricade. You're scared of the door? You can bust down the fucking door with a foot. You have a shield. You can use the shield. You have windows that people were breaking to get their children out of the classrooms. No matter how we look at this.
This is just, another day in America.
And I guess my point about money is that not only are they paid well, the amount of money we put into these people, and they still can't fucking act, and they had every tool in the book to take care of the situation. So, in Betos, Texas, this shooting would have never legally occurred. And I think that's the key word, legally. If this shooting happened illegally, it's hard to blame the government. I understand that, right? I'm not going to blame the government. This is purely just the police's fault. But if you're going to say that we need to give the police more money, you're going to pay the police well, as I think you should, and then you're going to create laws that give any person the ability to carry out a mass shooting like this, it's insane. Just fucking ban ARs. They cause so much more harm than they do for fun.
Yeah, it's important to vote, like Rob's saying. Beto's pretty good. I think he would have, this probably wouldn't have happened under him. Actually, this definitely wouldn't have happened under him.
Which is sad.
So
like,
yeah.
to me, that's so sad to say that if you change your governor, this shooting will never occur.
Yeah, I mean, like, local office is important. Probably a lot of times more important than federal office. So keep that in mind this November. And I mean, it's sad to say, but I think this is going to kind of galvanize people and be like, yo, why do we have to put up with this shit? Especially a lot of minority communities. This usually happens in, like, again, unfortunately, stuff like this usually happens in, like, minority communities.
So somebody commented, an old buddy, saying that they lack organization and mental preparation for this sort of thing. Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think that's kind of my issue, though, with the amount of money that's getting poured into these agencies when we're looking at police departments. Yeah, they may not have the mental preparation to engage a shooter, right? But you would think that when you start receiving the gear and you receive the things that are necessary, you would go in and breach. I don't think it takes more than 5 or 6 people to breach that door, or at least look at the windows. And the fact that they were all so afraid and they were also lacking mentally to take control of the situation, it just immediately says defund the police. What the fuck is the point of giving them so much money? At the very least, their training is irrelevant. It's not needed. I'd rather have people that are there for, like, mental health. I'd rather have people that are there to help hear people and voice to people how to fix things. We still need a police. I'm not going to the limits of saying abolish the police, but I think that we can defund the police and find better ways to approach situations, especially when we have this many people that do nothing.
Yeah.
We go to multi-stream. I see multi-stream. It's okay. What we're gonna talk about next, just in case he responds again, the good guy with a gun. So for those of you that don't know, there was a shooting in Indiana, and a local person had a gun, pulled out the gun, and killed the shooter. Gun enthusiasts found themselves a good guy with a gun. And I'm on CNN. We'll go other places to look at the stats because I know that this is going to be immediately hounded. 45,000 gun deaths in 2020, more than 24,000 already this year. One legally armed bystander, and you know those stats. Not looking too much into it, was able to use his weapon to kill a mass shooter. Conservatives are applauding this, and NRA saying the only way to stop a bad guy with a gun, is a good guy with a gun. What is this? An ownership link? Sky News said they owned my video? Why? How does that work?
Capitalism, baby.
Oh, the link was added to your video to give credits to the rights of the owner. Oh, okay, cool. That's fine. Sky News Arabia, thank you. My bad, dude.
Alhamdulillah.
What did you just say?
Nothing.
I don't like that, Mark. You're gonna get me fucking blasted by my follows. By the way, I listened to Blowback. That's besides the point. But like the whole first season, we should talk about it after this.
Sure.
All right. So even with a good guy present, Indiana shooter was still able to kill 3 people. Okay, look. That's not a victory against gun violence. CNN is voicing this in a bad way. Oh, thanks, Swiggy. Appreciate it, man. Good talking to you. It's not a victory. So, okay, let me just say something clear. The fact that this person had a weapon and was able to shoot a mass shooter, like, honestly, that's fucking amazing. That's great. That's something that should be applauded. And it should be understood that that person is a hero. I don't think. Mark, do you disagree with that?
I don't disagree with it, but I know how this is going to be used, so
I know.
contextually,
But
yeah.
I think that, like, for the situation at hand, we can simply say thank you to this person that was able to stop the shooting.
Yeah.
And what CNN is doing here is manipulation. That's not a victory against gun violence. It's a horrific scenario by any measure. Yes, it's a horrific scenario that was stopped by a person with a gun. You cannot look away from the fact here. And even the good guy with the gun wasn't exactly following the rules. The mall doesn't allow weapons on his properties, and he brought one in anyway. Yeah, the guy's a fucking criminal and is able to stop a mass shooting. Let's talk about how he broke the rules to stop a mass shooting. This is what I mean. CNN, do better. There's so many different ways of approaching this, and this is why you're called fake news. What you're saying, it isn't that it's untrue. It's just the way you're presenting it. It's fucking horrible. So that they're going to talk about the Texas shooting. 400 trained good guys with guns gathered outside and did nothing. Trained local enforcement officers armed to the teeth. People paid by taxpayers to be good guys with the gun. Failed at taking out a mass shooter. That's a good point. Good job, CNN. That's a good point. Yes, it is good that a random armed man was able to take out a would-be mass shooter in Indiana. And yes, it could have been much worse. The shooter used an AR-15 and had more than 100 rounds of ammo. He purchased this fatal weapon legally. That is the problem we should be focusing on, not the lack of other armed folks around to take out homicidal maniacs. So, let me just reword this, because CNN has a way of being fucking dumb. That's the way they say shit. Being anti-gun, or anti-AR, I should be more clear on, doesn't mean that we wanted to get rid of pistols. We don't want to get rid of hunting rifles.
Honestly, this kind of, if you think about it, like Where was this? Like, what state was this in?
Indiana.
Indiana. I don't know what Democrat is running there, but they have like an opportunity to kind of spin this against ARs. Like, see, even a guy with a pistol can take out a guy with the AR, so we should just ban ARs. Like, I think it's crazy to me that every time a mass shooting happens, there's usually always an AR involved, or like some sort of high capacity gun.
Well, so I
Like,
mean, yeah, it is even just the AR. Like, there's always like an AR or an extended mag.
yeah, some sort of high capacity, and it's fucking wild how that we haven't banned this shit yet, or at least made it harder to get.
And the argument is always, well, criminals will get it anyways. So why
Well,
can't we buy it?
here's this example. This guy had an AR, and he was taken out with a guy with a pistol. So boom, there you go.
Let's see what CNN says. Compared its Indiana mall shooting to the Copenhagen shooting, where 3 people were also killed, but in Denmark, a nation that hasn't seen a mass shooting, a mall shooting that killed 3 was a horrific and aberrant event. America is being touted by gun proponents as a victory for the arms. If good guys with guns were the solution to gun violence, then America would be the safest country. After all, we have more guns than people. Yet more Americans have been killed than all of the wars combined.
Yeah, I don't know how they can still make this argument. We have so many guns. It's insane how many guns we have, and it's so easy to get a gun that this good guy with a gun argument doesn't make any sense because that would have already happened. America would be like Switzerland. We'd just be nobody would die ever.
Yeah, let's get more. Honestly, and by the way, Swiggy, if you ever do watch this, because I do know that you are in, like, you were in the weapons industry a little bit. It's awesome that, like, being in the industry, you also agree with some things we're saying. It'd be nice to, like, talk and, like, hear more about what you think. Just being in that industry, and I'm sure you see things differently since you're more involved.
My dad was in the weapons industry. He still kind of is. But
Doing
sorry.
what?
He worked for Trigicon, making like scopes and shit.
Trigicon?
Yeah. He worked for a defense contractor.
Oh no, dude. Wait. A defense contractor hired a Muslim?
He's not open about it, and he's not. He honestly, he's not even. But yeah, I mean, he
Well, I'm
has to
just saying,
go.
like, when he came over, how long has he
He had to
worked
be in
there?
the, he had to be in the closet. I mean,
Really?
he.
Okay, no, I actually do want to. This is something we should talk about later, though, because like,
Yeah. We'll talk about this later. I don't. Yeah.
because it's really like interesting. Because in my immediate mindset is just knowing you and your family is like, when he came over, like, Islamophobia must have been fucking massive.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely got it. Like he doesn't really complain about it because he's a
A boom boom.
guys don't talk about their feelings kind of person, but he got a lot of shit at work. Like he got
Oh,
a lot of racism thrown at him.
dude, we'll talk about this later. I'm sorry. First off,
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's a job.
um, okay, hold on. What is this? Nation. I don't know what this is. We'll see what they say.
Get some water
22-year-old, a hero after he shot and killed a suspected gunman with a firearm he was legally carrying. Many more people would have died if it wasn't for him. How common is it for civilians? 16% of the time. Okay, so this is important. 16% of time, bystanders stop an active attack, but usually it's not with a gun. You know that? Mark, am I still here? Friend? Did I just like lag out? No, I'm still here. That's alright. I'll continue. Trying to see if I can pull the data. This looks like shit. Going further down. Study 464 attacks. and found civilians, including security guards and off-duty police officers, stopped attackers before police arrived on 73 occasions. In a vast majority of those cases, 67%, they subdued the assailant using physical force. And armed civilians stopped attacks by shooting the suspect in 24, about 5% of the events. So 5% of events between 2000 and 2021 were stopped by a good guy with a gun. So 1 out of 20. That's not really good fucking odds. And more people have guns today than they did back then. And I don't think we need to go any further than that, honestly.
I'm back.
Just for context, good guy with the gun. A man who intervened in a shooting that killed a police officer near Denver was shot and killed by a responding officer while holding the suspect's AR-15. So,
yeah, shit like this always happens.
to just be clear, this person is a statistical unicorn. This person stopped a shooter and they were killed by the police. In Indiana, a person stopped a shooter and they lived. But regardless, 5% of all mass shootings are stopped by a good guy with a gun. That's not a lot.
Yeah.
So, this is also why I'm not against banning pistols. Cool, I'm okay with you having a pistol. I'm totally fine with it.
Pistols, I just wish there were more background checks.
Yeah, like more background checks, just more like transparency.
Yeah. I'm not trying to say cops are dumb or anything, but you know, when there's a good guy with the gun, cops get confused, and it's not always their fault. Sometimes, you know, it's just the situation. So keep that in mind. Also, I don't know what state this in. This is kind of off topic, but not really. A cop, I think this guy got arrested for shoplifting or something, and a cop shot at him or in his direction, and then the other cop, like his partner or something, thought he was shooting the suspect, and they shot and killed the guy because they got confused who was shooting. So cops are not the most accurate. I'll just say accurate.
I mean, yeah, like there's nothing you can say about that. It's just, it's kind of the shit that pisses me off. Is like, it's so confusing. Like if I'm in a live, how do I put it? Like if I'm in like a situation where I'm in a shooting, dude, I don't know who the fuck the bad guy is. I'm showing up, and for me to like say you're a good guy, you're a bad guy, and all these people are fucking like have guns pulled out, I'm gonna be kind of afraid.
Yeah. So, you know, just be careful, everybody. That's all I can really say. Just be careful.
We're gonna talk about AOC.
Oh, she got arrested?
Supposedly, it's fake.
My queen. No, I don't think it's fake. I don't think she got arrested. She probably just got detained.
So, of course, let's go to the New York Post. Because where else can we get the best fucking information than the New York Post?
Oh yeah, I saw her handcuffs were fake, which I'm gonna say. Well, okay, I'll say it at the end. You go ahead.
Let's just watch the video, man. See how this
Yeah.
goes.
My queen, my literal queen.
What are you gonna say?
Yeah. I saw people on Twitter giving her shit about like, oh, you're not even handcuffed, you're faking it. She was, first of all, she didn't get arrested. I don't know if she got arrested. She was definitely getting detained. I don't know if anyone's been detained. I have been detained, and the cops usually tell you to put your hands behind your back, just so they can like, you know, control you if you're trying to get unruly.
When I got detained, I got cuffed.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
I did have.
I've
I'm trying to
seen people
think.
pick up.
They put my hands behind my back, They put me up against a car, and then it cuffs me.
Yeah, I've never been cuffed, but I've been detained, not cuffed, and they told me just put your hands behind your back when they sent me to the car, to the squad car. So it can go either way. I genuinely just don't think they felt like handcuffing me. So, they just say it to kind of like grab your arm. So if you try to do anything funny, they have that leverage on you. So kind of weird that everyone's getting mad at her. Like, lol, this was fake. No, I don't think it was fake. I genuinely, I don't know if she was arrested. I think she was I mean, you can see she was definitely detained. My queen, my literal fucking.
But I mean, it's not. It's so weird. It's like
Like, I get it's easy to dunk on AOC and the other squad, but like, she's not that bad. There's worse
no,
people
she's pretty.
in Congress.
She's worse because she lies.
Everybody fucking lies.
Yeah, but she lies to the point where it's like she gives fake hope. She's like almost Obama was better than AOC to me. Obama lied less.
When he was running, maybe.
Even when he became a president, like he didn't lie as much as fucking AOC does. And when I say lie, I just think like she's misguided. Like
Maybe his first term.
second, I mean, but dude, second term he couldn't do anything. He didn't. No, it's okay.
What was this? Was it like a climate protest or something?
But this is what's crazy to me, right? This is abortion. Capitol Police
Oh.
confirmed to the Post that nobody was handcuffed, as is standard for non-custodial arrests. As a standard for peaceful planned protests, those who were arrested were ticketed and released on site. Police confirmed AOC was arrested, charged, and fined. This is the problem with fucking news, dude. She was arrested, or I mean, she wasn't arrested. She was detained. They're saying arrested. I don't know why they're using that word, but she was detained, charged, and fined. Her hands behind her back, like, so what? They usually tell you to put your hands behind your back. It isn't like she has fake handcuffs on. You would be able to see a fucking chain or something. Fake handcuffs,
Yeah.
dude. I'm not gonna be.
I don't get the hate. I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. I don't get the hate.
Yeah, I'm actually agreeing with you. And just so you know, for those of you that have seen the stream in the past, in the New York protests, the cops weren't protecting us. So because the cops weren't protecting us, part of the abortion protest, bikers were blocking the cars so that cars couldn't hit us, right? So bikers would just create like literally fucking lines for every block. They probably did this for like 30 to 40 blocks where there were just bikes protecting all of the protesters, which I mean I appreciate, right? And towards the end of the night, it did get violent. They were arrested. Even a firework went off, and they thought it was a shooting because of the new city laws. Regardless, these people were arrested. Or in New York, I don't know if they get a 1 second camera. I don't know if they get a fine or how it works. But this isn't really that big of a deal to me. This wasn't like she was arrested. She got her little ticket.
Yeah.
But at the same time, AOC is not really doing much in New York to help out people with abortion. So, you know, that's why I don't like her, as you know, Mark. I think she could do more at a local level.
Oh, look, listen. When I like defend the squad, I'm not saying they can't do more. Obviously, they can do more. I think they do the bare minimum, but I think they do incrementally better than everybody else in Congress. Is my stance. Well, except for Bernie, because he is God King.
Bernie?
Yeah.
But Bernie is a sock then.
Yeah. So is the whole squad. That there's nobody you can't go more left than them and still be in mainstream politics. So I'm okay with Bernie. Bernie is my hero. Bro, it is insanely hot. I've said this like 3 times and it's true.
My AC is off, so I could turn on my PC. I don't trip the.
Yeah.
So like, Shirley's in the other room with like an 8. So I am jealous. Say that. I'm gonna play some games, dude, because I think I've.
Okay. I'll still be on. I'm packing, so I'll be here.
Hacking.
Yeah, I'm packing. I'm getting out of here, man. It's time for me to spread my wings and fly.
You've been to. Hold on, I'll be right back while the game starts.
Spread my wings and oh, we can't sing that anymore. Damn. Oh fuck. Ouch, kabibbles. 13. Do 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 do.
I'm back. News. Gaming look like
What are you playing?
FIFA.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna send you something. How do I convert Word to PDF? Goddamn, bro.
No problem.
Nope. It is steamy.
You a warm boy? A warm boy?
pretty steamy, man.
It's fucking hot here too, trust me. For those of you that want me to play anything, put it in chat. We're in Div 5. It's so fucking good. You're playing as Chelsea for some reason.
Nice. You're still streaming. Okay.
Just text me on Discord.
I'm about to. Oh.
Fucking love veggies.
Well, the atmosphere has been building up all day long, and we're almost ready for kickoff here at Stamford Bridge. My name's Derek. Delighted to have alongside me, as usual on these occasions, Stuart Robson. And there's a lot on the line in the relegation equation. That is a massive part of our story. It is Chelsea against Paris Saint-Germain.
Well, they certainly won't want to go into the final game still in danger of relegation. So in my view, they should go flat out to get a result today, which will make for a very good watch.
He's driven in the corner.
Oh! Ah, come on, bro.
Close range. He might be regretting that now. Here's the lineup for Chelsea. Edouard Mendy starts in goal. Antonio Rudiger plays alongside Thiago Silva in central defence. N'Golo Kanté starts alongside Mateo Kovacic in central midfield. And so many different ways to configure an attack. In this case, it'll be two men up front. Well, he stopped them just when they looked menacing.
Oh my god.
Pressing high to win the ball. Oh, he's left his marker for dead. Superb block. Spectacular save.
Insane.
Top-class goalkeeping.
Okay.
Insane.
A corner
Insane.
courtesy of Lionel Messi. No problems for the keeper. And the PSG team looks like this. Gianluigi Donnarumma begins in goal. Marquinhos plays alongside Sergio Ramos in central defence. Neymar starts alongside Marco Verratti in the engine room. And operating through the middle in attack today is Lionel Messi. Well, in every football generation, there's a player who stands above mere mortals, and Lionel Messi falls in that category.
Well, the best players can play in tight areas, and he can certainly play in tight areas, in and around the box. His creativity is excellent.
Oh, wait a minute, Stuart. Opportunity.
Bro, come on,
Brilliant
Donnarumma.
save. And now the delivery.
Ooh.
And no way through. Well, behind for another corner. Playing it in.
Good.
Not all that convincing defensively. Vital intervention. And how
Bro.
well the keeper did.
Well, that's just exceptional. He reacted so quickly there.
Who can he pick
fuck.
out?
Ooh.
Well, he read
Dude.
the delivery superbly, but couldn't
missed
quite
three
keep the header
fucking-
down.
Rob, is everything okay?
Good technique displayed. Must take the lead here. Excellent block by Thiago Silva. Promising attack, but his timing was off.
Why is Neymar playing like center?
He takes it away.
Neymar does what Neymar does, bro. Neymar does
Verratti.
what Neymar fucking does.
Messi. Neymar.
I had it perfect. God damn it, dude.
Mbappe.
Like, aligning an image in fucking
Oh, great
Microsoft Word
defending.
is... It's like doing
And the counter
surgery.
looks on here. Options available. Will it be sufficiently imaginative?
Okay, I think that's good.
Werner. The attack carried
You
promise,
gotta
but
push that,
petered
man.
out.
I don't know how to like score with Chelsea. I'm like having troubles once I get to the
Messi.
corner of the box.
Verratti now. Just too much on that pass.
I've had like tons of opportunities, but it's just not clicking. I don't know why. How did I not get, you know, at least get a piece of it?
Chelsea's more of like a pass team.
Verratti. Neymar. Here is Juan Bernat.
Oh, excuse me.
Messi. Azpilicueta on
It's hard to
high
play
alert.
as like against like
He's in with a
PSG.
chance. Squanders the
And I'm
chance
Chelsea.
for 1-0.
Well, that's
so
a big
fucking
miss.
quick.
They should be leading now.
I think I need to change my formation. Though.
Mount. Havertz.
What is that?
Not problematic for the
Conte
keeper.
is just fucking sprinting, dude. Go all out. Let's see what happens. Pull his jersey. Pull his fucking jersey. It's Mbappe. You got him. He's slow, dude.
It's a splendid run by Mbappe. And fine goalkeeping.
What did
You
I
have
just
to
hear?
think they're going to take the lead at some point because they're really looking dangerous at the moment.
Huh?
I just heard a weird noise.
Might be Jimmy. Is he
Well,
here?
nothing comes of it.
Jimmy?
Hello, hello.
You're
Jimmy-
so loud.
Jimothy.
Holy dude. Second.
Can they do something
Fuck.
positive
Alright,
on
well,
the counter
I'm playing
attack?
FIFA. Once I'm done with
And
this,
they'll regard
we'll
that as a very
continue.
disappointing end to the move.
You got
Jimmy
this.
boy.
Havertz.
Oof. You're gone. You're fucking gone. You're a big boy. You're a big boy.
Magnificent
You're little.
defending.
Ah!
Havertz.
Dude,
Sound
what
piece
the
of
fuck?
goalkeeping.
Dude.
Messi.
God,
And plenty of
So
scope to
fucking
be
fast.
creative in that wide position.
I see we just score this.
To take the lead. And
We're
that's
gone.
an
We're gone. We're
onside
gone. We're gone. We're gone.
pass.
We're gone. We're fucking gone. Past that. That's a little sweat. GG's. There we go.
A colossal goal
1-0.
and a
Let's
fight
fucking
for
go.
It's hard to see them getting relegated from here.
Well, that's the cushion they've been looking for, but they can't switch off just yet.
Silly,
The ball
silly boy.
moving again. What sort of response will we see from them now? Oh, lovely ball. And the keeper
Bro,
is
how
alive.
the
Well,
fuck
I've
do
got to
you
say,
save
Derek,
that?
He was always in control of that situation. Brilliant stuff.
Who's going to get on the
That's
end
me.
of it?
That's all me.
I'll try
How do
to
I
start
miss
with
every
it,
corner?
but too much elevation.
I can't wait to see how many goals I should have scored. Let's see. Let's see
And the
if
last
I'm
45
wrong.
minutes have come and gone here
Give me
at
my
Stamford
salad.
Bridge.
Fucking.
Jimmy, how's
Well,
your
Timo Werner,
how's
a
your
player
day,
who
Jimmy?
can light up any game with his natural pace. Stuart, he's a joy to watch.
Well, I'm sure the manager
Came
will
back
be delighted.
from
They've
a
drilled it in
3-hour
to keep their
walk,
focus,
2.5
well
hour
through to
walk.
the half-time whistle, and it's
Oh,
certainly
yeah,
put them
man.
in a good position to
Oh,
go on and win this
it was
game.
very sweaty.
Yeah?
Yeah, man. It sucks over here. All
Listen,
you do is sweat.
sometimes you have to sweat, okay? It's the only way.
Sweat out the pain. Sweat out the pounds.
That's the spirit.
Yeah, but you meant that.
Okay.
Let's go.
It's a PDF. Rob, I'm gonna
So
send you a
underway
PDF.
again. Chelsea with the lead, but absolutely no room for complacency.
Wait, did I close Discord? What the fuck?
Nice move.
Verratti. Neymar. Verratti now. Messi. Excellent block by Thiago Silva.
Take that, nerd.
How's that look? Oh, it's
And
so
breaking
big.
at pace with menace. Conte. And Chelsea have given us away.
Ref.
Takes the shot.
Wait, this is the one that they sent you?
The goal they wanted for
Let's
security.
fucking go.
They lead by 2 now.
Why is it formatted so bad?
Uh,
So
You know?
2-0 now.
because I had to do some voodoo witchcraft to get this file
For
recovered.
those of you that are listening, Mark here paid for someone to do his resume, and
Hakimi.
when he opened the file, for some reason, like a month later, his entire computer crashed.
Read it superbly
No,
to take
it- well,
back possession.
My computer didn't crash. The file was corrupted. I don't know why it's
Running with the
formatted
ball
like this.
confidently. Superb
Papa,
block.
why? Hold on. Let me fix this.
Kovacic.
He's offside.
Able to hold
Ah.
that one, and that's offside.
Wait, did I send you? I don't think I sent you the right one.
I think you got scammed, Mark.
Oh, I got super scanned, but you know what? That's okay. We learn. We live.
Jorginho
We
Wijnaldum.
roll with the punches.
I mean, at least you can like copy some of
Well
these
read to put
words.
an end to that attack.
I feel like you should have just paid.
Well, as those stats show
LinkedIn
us,
to do it.
Chelsea haven't controlled the possession of the game, but their counter-attacking has been
They, like,
really
they
good,
offer that
particularly in
service.
the wide areas. It's been an
I
excellent
don't-
performance from them so far.
Okay, I'm gonna openly admit this. I don't use LinkedIn like that, which probably
Is
should.
he going to do
but-
it? Kovacic.
How do you miss,
Well,
bro?
he didn't miss by all that much.
Well, he struck it quite nicely, but the keeper was always in control of the situation.
I mean, yeah,
He
dude.
knew
Like
that was
LinkedIn's
going
great.
wide.
One of my buddies, as I was a kid, he's like an engineer now,
Verratti.
and he was in between jobs because of COVID. And I put his name out
And into
there.
the last
He
30
probably got
minutes
like
now.
20 to 30 hits of like people just saying, "Oh man,
Messi.
like send us your resume."
It's a splendid through ball from
Wait, this is a
Neymar.
better format.
Post coming to the goalkeeper's aid.
You know, I don't even care, dude. I've been fucked so many times in this game that, like, yeah, he probably should have scored that, but still, he's gone. He's fucking what a buck.
Right, didn't he?
God, that touch, Ramos, you're an idiot.
Oh, he's given us away inexplicably.
I'm an idiot. Fuck. Hiya. No way. No
The
way.
referee has decided to award the free kick to PSG.
Sorry for running into the fucking ball, dude. What do you want? Am I still on all out?
Messi.
Let's
And the PSG corner.
Isn't Pulisic on my bench? Where we at?
The corner.
Hiya.
Lionel Messi. Well, as a defender, that will sink you down to the ground. Can they do something positive on the counter-attack? They need to get bodies back. Could be.
Let's go. 3-0. GG's. Quick kid.
Can they be stopped?
Good shit, Mount.
Well, here's the replay, and just look how
Come
quickly
on,
they
bro. Why are
went
we still
forward
playing this
once they win
game?
the ball back. And then what a finish. That's been hit with such
Playing
power
as
and pace.
PSG and you
The
lost
keeper
against
had no
Chelsea.
time to react. It's a brilliant strike.
Well, it's a really poor challenge.
The rest of the game is just gonna be me fouling people, dude. I'm going for
Following the
kneecaps.
infringement,
Tell him,
a
Mark.
caution.
Yeah, no surprise.
Tell 'em about our
there.
kneecap
Always
days.
going to be a booking.
when you're, you know, when you're a tiger and you're back against the wall, sometimes you just gotta fucking just go for kneecaps.
What if you're not against the wall and you're just a lion? You're just going for kneecaps.
That too? Yeah, you could be just
Like, cause I'm winning. Should I go for kneecaps?
to assert dominance, yeah.
Yeah, I'm winning 3-0, right? Like,
And not an attempt he'll be
Yeah,
terribly
to
proud of.
assert dominance, yes. Yes, you could do that.
ah, dude, you were running on the outside. That's my fault. I misread that.
That's
GG's.
how to break the spirit of the attacker. Mount.
Well, you're gone. What a fucking ball.
The second one's much better.
Tremendous block.
If they take 2 pages, I guess you don't have to do much.
Quite keep it down.
It'll take 2 pages.
It's 2 pages.
We
Yeah,
can't.
the second one is much better.
Don't we?
It's 2 pages.
I love
But
how
it's a P-
you have 2
it's a
pages and I have
PDF.
1 page. but you know,
Yeah, but yours is more meaningful.
Your Mark's resume is like really, everything's really big. The words and everything. Like
Is
you
it?
could definitely fit it in one page.
Well, it's a PDF. I want to
ah,
do it, put it in Word and change it, but I'm scared it'll destroy everything.
No, you just have to redo the entire format. That's all.
oh, dude.
Just copy and paste line by line.
Ow, dude. All right.
If you want to make it one page.
One Piece. Yeah.
Yeah, one piece.
Message is coming in, everybody. The Golden Boy.
Rob, are you caught up on One Piece? Are you?
I haven't watched it in a minute, to be honest.
Wow. Wow. Fake fan.
I'm waiting for you to catch up.
Yeah, you're gonna be waiting like 5 years. So.
Where-
Like that's not even an exaggeration.
Where are you at?
Well, not long to go now.
Spoilers.
Chelsea have been
Third
superb,
arc.
Stuart.
Well, what an excellent performance this has been.
I'm
They
at the
had
time
complete
jump.
control for most of the game.
Like right at the beginning.
Now hold on, Stuart. They're
Wait,
in
you've
here.
been at the time jump since like last year.
I haven't watched since.
I got a spoiler. I don't want to say it, but I'm proud of him.
Ramos.
Proud of who?
I'm proud. Can I say it?
Verratti.
Oh, what do you mean spoiler?
Okay, I won't say it because it's kind of a spoiler. I don't want to.
No, it's okay. Hey, spoiler.
A huge sigh of
First
relief
200
at
episodes of One
full time.
Piece.
If things stay as they are now,
Beep, beep,
it
beep,
will
beep,
be
beep, 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 beep.
guaranteed to stay in this division next season.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah,
What?
it's
What's
been
up?
one of their better performances
You know that
this season,
kid
that's
in like
for
the
sure.
first
They just
arc
need to
who's
keep
like
their
really
good
annoying,
posture
but he
now.
wanted to be a
Don't see
Marine.
mistakes at
Yeah,
the back,
because of
and they
Marine.
should be home and dry.
Bro, I'm proud of him.
Pulisic,
That's all. That's all I wanted to say.
but
I'm
nothing
proud.
comes of it.
He's cool. I like that kid.
Ball, and was always going to be.
He's like all grown up and shit.
Yeah, man, he's like Jack too.
I'm waiting for him to become like a JoJo character.
Neymar.
You guys are so far behind. How can you call yourself
2
real
minutes
fans?
to be added on
We're
at
all
the end.
JoJo's
Oh, this is
characters.
looking
People say.
promising.
What'd you say, Jimmy?
And Messi.
You guys are so far behind. How can you call yourself real fans?
A goal.
I'm a fan.
I'm not a fan.
Consolation at this stage of the proceedings.
I'm a
Haven't
fan.
been at the best.
I never claimed to be a fan. Nor will I ever
Well,
claim
here
to
we
be a
can see it
fan.
again. Look at the way he glides past the
I'm just
defenders,
taking my
creates
break, you
space
know?
for himself, and he makes the finish look so easy. What a good goal that is.
GG's 4-1.
There goes
Let's
the final
go.
whistle.
First game,
Now
get the
we can
clap.
say it. They'll be staying in this division.
Clap, clap,
Clappity clap.
clap.
Let's mute. Fucking loud.
Jimmy boy.
Season, Stuart. He's put in a really.
Is he that loud? He's not that loud to me.
He was loud for me. But
Oh, and it goes! A colossal goal in their fight for survival. It's hard to.
just realized
Hmm.
back. He has some things to say about your.
No.
Yo, why did your queen get fake arrested today? Huh? What's up with
She
that?
did. Well, she didn't get arrested. She got detained.
Why
Okay.
was she putting her hands behind her back? Like she got arrested or something?
Because that's
Shang,
normal.
have you ever been detained, Shang? Your privilege is showing, Shang. No, honestly, we talked about it earlier. The reason she had her hand, I don't know if you know this, the cops tell you to put your hands behind your back when they detain you, so you don't try any funny business.
Yeah, but then she started waving around to her fans.
Yeah,
She
because she's
couldn't help
off.
it.
Oh, so she
She's
went
off.
against the police. I mean,
She
that's awesome.
disobeyed direct orders.
But then she went back to obeying direct orders because she knew the cameras were on her.
That's such a weird thing to say. Actually,
Shang, I see what I mean, Rob. I don't get this hate. This is like
this is too far.
illogical hate. This is
way too
illogical
far,
hate.
yeah. Even I don't like AOC that much, but like this isn't that bad. Just some New York Post shit, dude.
Don't disrespect my queen.
Did you see her pose in front of the concentration camps down south last year? I remember.
All right, I'll give you that one. Yeah, I'll give you that one.
Pepper Ridge Farms remembers.
I'll give you that one.
Gotta pose in front of your fans.
But this is different. Cause like she was walking with her arms behind her back, and if she wanted people to think that she was getting arrested, she would have never waved.
Yeah.
That would be the big brain play.
Yeah, I agree with Rob.
The fact that she waved was just showing that like it's not that like she wasn't treating it that serious, and now there was a cop. I've been detained twice. One time with cuffs, one time without. But like Mark said, they tell you to put your hands behind your back. And also, it's good to put your hands behind. For those of you that don't know, whenever you're dealing with a police officer, it's always good to put your hands behind your back when they're behind you, so that they can see your hands, because then they won't think that you're trying to be like aggressive. It's a very good habit to have.
Yeah, but they never cuffed her.
They don't cuff you, Shane. Like,
They don't always cuff you. I'm speaking from personal experience. So I've been detained, but they didn't use cuffs on me. They
Yeah,
did
but
like what they did there.
what happened after you were detained?
They took me to the squad car.
And then what
I don't.
happened?
I honestly think they didn't handcuff me because I was like 14. So
Right, but then at the same time, when it happened to her, I guess today.
No, the Capitol Police said that they usually do not handcuff people.
Yeah, they didn't take her away though. They moved her from one place to another.
That's not true. They gave her a fine.
They literally moved her and all the squad into an area.
They according to the Capitol Police, they moved AOC and gave her a citation.
Nothing happened to her.
They,
She wasn't even arrested.
that's not. Yeah, dude. The people that are saying that she was arrested is the news, not her. That's why like she didn't do anything wrong. She was given a citation, and that was it. People are saying that she was arrested. She wasn't arrested. Like, I think that you're more mad at the news than you are at her. Because even the Capitol Police said that arrest includes 16 members of Congress.
So were they arrested or not?
no,
The news be reporting that they were all arrested.
that's what we're saying. No, they weren't arrested. They're not saying they're arrested. The news is saying they're arrested.
And the Capitol Police considers this an arrest for some weird reason. I don't know why.
No, yeah, but they were just detained. So let's be real. But again, I just think it's such a weird thing to get angry over.
This one I agree with. I'm on. Unfortunately, when I saw the video, I was like, "Why are people mad at this?"
Yeah, listen, dude.
And I think it's like you said. It's just like I don't think people know that cops say put your hands behind your back. If they don't say it, usually you still put your hands behind your back. It's like a good habit to have. So. Anything you guys want to talk about? Jimmy, you're late. I mean, we already talked about like AOC and schools, like the shootings. Good guy with a gun.
I was trying to diet, man. That shit takes too long.
Man.
Yeah, walking the meat off.
Good for you, dude.
Good for you, dude. Yeah. Proud of you.
So yeah, what's new? What's new in the news these days? Haven't really been paying attention.
Let's see.
Fucking.
What's the current events? The House passed a same-sex marriage bill to codify same-sex marriage.
And they also passed an abortion bill, and didn't they also pass like a gun bill? So.
Yeah, they're kind of rapid firing these things. I don't think they're gonna pass, but A for effort, I guess.
England's on fire.
England's on
Hell
fire.
yeah,
So is
deserved,
literally all of Europe. Yeah, yeah, deserved.
deserved.
I agree. God's wrath. Uh,
Generations of vengeance.
yeah, this is China's revenge. China did this, and this is their revenge for the opium.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Inflation bad.
Inflation's bad.
Inflation. Nah, inflation's fake. Fake news. It's
I
Biden's
mean,
fault.
unironically, kind of.
Not kind of Biden's fault. I just want to put some clarity out there.
I was unironically, inflation's fake. Was trying to trigger you.
Netflix, Microsoft merger, Microsoft Discord merger.
I saw that.
Wait. Microsoft actually bought Discord?
No. But they're you can now use Discord on Xbox,
Oh.
which
That's
is a huge.
integration. That's not a merger.
Well, because they talked about a merger before, so I wouldn't. It might start. You might start hearing rumbles of it again. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, yeah, I guess it's possible, but
I think-
that's an integration for the time being.
Yeah, but they went from merger to integrate. Well, not even a merger. It went from acquisition to integration. So I don't know.
This Discord's some good shit, man.
Biden announced his plan to deal with climate emergency.
Yeah.
Executive order.
Good luck,
Well,
dude.
what happened to Build Back Better?
We're not building back better, Jimmy.
Feels bad, man.
We're not building back better.
Climate change is literally an existential threat. No lack of Republican support. Still, the actions will do next to nothing to help. $2.3 billion from an existing federal FEMA program to help communities in such neighborhoods build structures and programs to withstand severe heat.
Oh no, what the hell happened?
Low income home energy program would now be used to also help people pay to cool their summer.
Yeah, so when sea levels rise, we'll all be a little cooler, I guess. Not really, we'll probably all be dead.
This does nothing to make this better. It just makes people's lives better.
That's all it is, dude. That's all we're doing now. We're not even trying to fix anything. We're just trying to make people comfortable while everything burns.
Really,
Hold
no
up, hold up.
executive order.
We're trying to make rich people comfortable while the world burns.
No, yes and no. I think they're just trying to make as many people as possible comfortable in richer countries so people don't really complain.
Did you see how like unions are starting to spread? I heard news from the Northeast. Chipotle location tried to unionize, and then they just shut that entire chain down.
Talking about
in that
Maine
area.
Chipotle.
Yeah.
Dude, Maine, I
Shut
told you,
down.
dude. The most libertarian state. It's either Maine or Vermont. No, I think it's Maine. Maine's like the most libertarian state.
They said bye.
Yeah, I heard new unions are spending, which is good. You know, union summer.
And then you have Starbucks doing the same thing.
Yeah, Starbucks is trying to unionize. Apple unionized. Well, one location unionized. Oh, I'm confused how it works. Like, so you can't just unionize the whole company. You have to do it location by location.
Probably store by store.
Huh.
They don't have a central like they don't have enough organization, I guess, for that
Oh,
much.
is it because they're franchised out?
These
Right?
aren't
Is that
no
why?
no no. Chipotle, Starbucks aren't franchises. The reason why is because like the
So what?
employees at like your local Starbucks, they're underneath Starbucks as like the corporation, but they have no communication to another Starbucks. Like there is no general working staff. It's like general working staff of this Starbucks, general working population of another Starbucks. It's not like an entire factory where all of them work for the same Starbucks.
Sure. I mean,
You could reach
well,
like the idea is that like let's say one unionizes and a bunch of others will unionize as well. And eventually you have like a regional union. But you have to start like local to local.
yeah.
It's kind of funny because like the reason why they're trying to unionize is the reason why they were closed down.
What
Chipotle's,
was?
so according to Chipotle, they were facing excessive absences and lack of availability from existing staff, and couldn't find managers for the store. So they gave everybody severance pay and assistance in finding new jobs for all 20 workers at the store. Uh, the chief complaint of the union organizers was that there was inadequate staffing.
These gosh darn kids just don't want to work anymore.
Well, it's weird, right? Because the union is like, "Hey, bro, like we need more people," and Chipotle is like, "Yeah, we need more people. Hire more people." And they're like, "Well, we're gonna unionize because we're not hiring any more people." Then the company's like, "Well, we need to hire more people," and then they close down the store. I wonder if I mean, because they sued, so that's why this is kind of a big deal. This Chipotle sued that this was union busting, so we'll find out more. It'll be interesting to see where this goes.
It is. It is probably union busting.
It's only union busting if like we'll see.
Maybe like legally, technically, fine print. It's not union busting, but like, I mean, come on.
I mean, from what they're reporting, this is not union busting. This isn't like Starbucks was union busting, Amazon was union busting, so was Walmart. This is like
Starbucks is union busting so hard.
they were, but this one isn't really union busting. I mean, they gave them
Uh,
severance pay and
yeah, I'll have to look into this one. Yeah.
Dude, Starbucks literally brought back its old ass CEO to shut down the unions because they couldn't do what the previous CEO.
Okay, here we go. Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart are back.
Okay, dude. Sometimes you gotta activate your trap card. You know.
Got to bring back the master capitalist.
Yeah.
The grandmaster capitalist.
All right.
What else is in the news, boys?
I'm about to
Let's
do
see.
a watch party.
With what?
I don't know what
I don't know what you can watch. Um.
good talk.
You know?
I was about to play Fall Guys. I'm about to go back to just playing. Jimmy, you want to play some Fall Guys?
Being at Gerbs.
I don't know if you guys have been keeping tabs on the James Webb Telescope, but I have, and it makes me happy.
That you're gonna die before you see any of it.
Yes. I think space is so cool. If I didn't major in biology, I would have majored in astrophysics. I think space is so fucking cool.
Are you ready to become Elon's serf?
Yes, of course.
At least your name will be on the plaque when you die in Mars.
I'll die happy.
Fucking Shang, dude. Shang's always wildin'. I meant Jimmy boy. For all my viewers that are watching, all like 7 of you. His name is Jimmy.
You'll be part of the Elon faction. The Elon Mars Empire.
You know, I'm okay with that.
And then you're gonna fight Earth
Yep, I'm gonna become
for water resources.
a separatist, a Mars separatist, and we're gonna invade Earth, and we're gonna steal all your water.
Well, Earth is gonna run out water, and then they're gonna try to invade Mars because you guys discover that there's water underground, and that shit is nicely non-polluted. Make a movie out of that. It's gonna be Elon Mars Empire versus Bezos Amazon Earth Empire because he couldn't get his rocket off the ground.
Jimmy's out here trying to make movies.
You know, whatever makes you happy. You are a photography guy. Not that big of a leap to cinematography.
I just want to see the billionaires fight each other. You know?
Oh, I know, dude. I know, boy. Have you, Jimmy? Did you see that picture of Elon Musk when he was on vacation?
Fucking Greece.
Dude, he legit looked like one of those Greece vases.
I thought that was
Like,
pretty cool.
in like the paintings where like the figurines all like fucked up.
Yeah.
Except instead of being painted like orange, he's like fucking white as fuck. Like white as, oh no.
He's a very
white as sand or something, man.
he's a very, very pale individual.
Yes, sir. You can tell he's never you know, done any real work with his hands.
No, dude. I mean, he's a fucking CS nerd. He just stays inside all day.
You guys are completely wrong. This is the dumb shit you guys say. That's annoying. He worked a farm for like fucking 15 years.
You know that he wasn't the one picking the emeralds out of the emerald mine.
Yeah, that was him.
He left the emerald mine when he was like what, like 7, to live with his mom at a farm in Canada.
No, I didn't, dude. He's making all of his money still.
Fuck billionaires, man.
Get triggered, nerd.
Ah! Hiya! You.
Nope. Oh, it sucks. God damn it.
Damn it. What's up?
This time tomorrow, I will be on a plane and I will be very happy.
Are you scared, dude?
Of what? Florida? I'm terrified.
Being on a plane?
To Florida, yeah. I can go on planes by myself now. I'm a big boy, so.
You're a big one now?
Yeah.
I have a question. Do you think Carson 4 is gonna make it to the end? Fall Guys? Give it a take. Oh, he fell. He fell.
No,
these
yeah.
people-
Just,
Oh.
he's never. He was never.
Deuces, motherfuckers. Yeah, so starting next week, by the way, streams are gonna start at like 9 to 9:15, and to like 11:30.
Why?
That's the time I got out of class.
Oh, okay.
I'm hungry, boys. Did not eat
You
enough
just
food.
finished a salad?
All I've eaten
Bro.
today, literally, is just spinach, balsamic vinegar, a bag of Pockies, and cordon bleu.
No joke. In the past 3 days, I've probably only eaten like 1,000 calories.
Why? Save yourself for Miami?
One, I've been too busy with work, you motherfuckers. Two, yeah, I've just been getting ready for Miami. Like, not, just getting ready. And then three, like, I don't know, I just haven't been hungry like that.
Love me some work.
Hiya! Hiya! Oh! You! Jeez! Let's go! We got this. Oh, fucking god. I gotta do 2 laps? Oh, I'm so fucked. Fucking A! Let's go. Lap 1 done. Oh, come on. Nobody's cleared yet. We got a chance. I'm pretty sure I'm like 15th place right now. Yeah. I made it through. Ah, fuck you. I'm getting trashed.
Go, boys.
So you gotta go?
Good night, good night. You gonna
Hey,
hit the
dude.
hay.
See you, bro.
Night.
Good, we're good. Alright, man. Go! Come on. Fuck, no. No! Fuck you, dude. Oh my god, I'm getting fucking... I'm getting so fucked. I lost! God damn it.
Arms of an angel far away from me.
That was upsetting. Whoa.
You're in the arms of an angel.
We hear you, buddy. In terms of the stream, that's it for tonight. Trying to do 2-hour streams. Mark won't be here this weekend, so we'll do.
I might drop in, do a surprise guest appearance. You never know.
Ooh, guest appearance. Here we go. Here we fucking go. For everybody that watched today, really appreciate it. Looks like, all I have to say. Eat your veggies. As you saw, I ate some veggies. They were fucking bomb, delicious. Gotta eat your veggies. And you need to drink your water. I didn't drink enough water today. I admit it. At least I got a fresh pair of socks. Right, Mark?
Right. Oh, which reminds me, I need to pack socks. So thank you for reminding me.
So, anyways, thanks for watching. Like what you see, follow, subscribe, all that fun jazz. Night, everybody. Good morning.